one of many wonderful traditions. Since it was written in 1843, the story of A Christmas Carol has become one of the most beloved tales of the Christmas season. Charles Dickens, the Englishman who wrote this book, probably would have never dreamed that his story would become so well known across the world someday.
You see, Charles Dickens himself grew up in a very poor family in London, England. So poor that he had to quit school completely at age 14 and start working in a factory to help out his family. Perhaps that is why the story of A Christmas Carol is about a poor English family and an old man named Ebenezer Scrooge who had forgotten the true meaning of Christmas.
So sit back and relax and imagine the scene. A cold afternoon in London, England. It's the day before Christmas and everyone is full of Christmas spirit. Everyone is busily preparing for the holiday. Everyone, that is, except Ebenezer Scrooge.
Our story begins in 3 o'clock in the afternoon, where Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge sat busily taking care of his money. You see, Scrooge was a businessman who counted every penny he earned and every penny he spent.
Even on Christmas Eve, while others were making happy holiday plans with friends and family, old Scrooge was hard at work counting his money. His office was dark and cold like the weather outside, but Scrooge had only a tiny fire burning because he was too cheap to pay for more coal. His poor assistant, Bob Cratchit, sat shivering over his work, for Scrooge did not believe in leaving work early for any reason, even Christmas Eve.
What do you think you are doing? Well, sir, I thought perhaps we needed to stoke the fire a bit since it's so cold here. What? More coal? Why, it's nearly 30 degrees in here already. What do you think I am, rich?
Before the poor clerk could answer, there came a knock at the door.
Good evening, Merry Christmas. Good evening to you. To you, all you. Come right in. Merry Christmas. Oh, stop all that Christmas jibber jabber now. What do you want? Good evening, sir. Is this the office of Scrooge and Marley? Mr. Marley was my partner, but he's dead. He died 7 years ago tonight, if you must know. Oh, you poor man. We're so sorry, sir. Yeah. Now what do you want?
Well, Mr. Scrooge, at this festive time of year, those of us who are well off in life must do what we can to help the poor who are in great need, don't you think?
So some of us are taking up a collection to buy some food and warm clothes for the poor.
You seem like a wealthy man, Mr. Scrooge, so you would like to help a few poor families have a Merry Christmas?
How much shall we put you down for?
Nothing. Oh, you wish to remain anonymous? No, I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry at Christmas myself, and I certainly can't afford to make lazy people merry. Now I have work to do, so good night.
I will. Good night, sir.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bah, humbug.
But before the stingy Scrooge could get back to work, there came another knock at the door.
Oh, now who is it?
This time it was Scrooge's only living relative, his nephew.
Good evening, Mr. Cratchit. Good evening to you, sir. Come right in.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge.
Bah, humbug. Oh, Uncle, you don't really mean that. Like everyone knows Christmas time. I don't. And what right do you have to be so merry? You have nothing. What's Christmas time to you but time for paying extra bills you can't even afford? Why, if you ask me, I think that every idiot who goes around with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own Christmas pudding and have his mouth stuffed with holly leaves. He should. Oh, Uncle. Oh, Mr. Scrooge, sir, don't say that. You spend Christmas in your way and let me spend it in my way. Why don't we spend it together? Down at my house tomorrow. Chloe's making a wonderful dinner. Clara, indeed. Why ever did you get married in the first place? Why? Because I'm in love, Uncle. Why else? In love? That's even more ridiculous than this Merry Christmas stuff. Now, good night. Oh, Uncle, I don't want anything from you. Why can't we be friends? Good night, I said. Very well. I'll go. Merry Christmas, Mr. Cratchit. Merry Christmas, Uncle. Merry Christmas to you, sir, and have a good night. Listen to you. You make a lousy 15 shillings a week to support your whole family, and here you are talking about a Merry Christmas, too. It's not convenient, and it's not fair.
Well, sir, it's only once a year.
That's no excuse. But I suppose you could have the day off tomorrow, but you'd better be here extra early the next morning.
Oh, yes, sir, I will.
Thank you, sir.
And a Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Bah, humbug.
And so, stingy old Scrooge set out for his home. He lived in a large, dreary house that had once belonged to his equally grumpy old partner, Jacob Marley. Scrooge lit one little candle and carried it with him upstairs to his gloomy bedroom.
Marley, old partner, consider yourself lucky. You don't have to listen to all these fools. Merry Christmas indeed. Bah, humbug.
And so, Scrooge fell asleep in his cold, lonely bed. He had only been sleeping a short while, however, when he heard bells ringing. He sat up in bed, wondering where the noise was coming from. Suddenly, he heard a voice. It was a ghostly voice, but he recognized it. It was the voice of his dead partner, Jacob Marley. Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge!
Marley, is that you? But you're dead.
Scrooge, you must listen to me. I have something to tell you.
Marley, why are you in chains?
And I am doomed to wear these chains. I made my life for free. All those years I worked in our business, counting my money and ignoring everyone else. I thought money was all that mattered. Even at Christmas time, I never once tried to do anything nice for anyone.
But you were a businessman. You were business.
Business? Mankind was my business. I should have been helping someone besides myself. I've come to tell you this, Scrooge. It is not too late for you yet. You must change your ways. You will be haunted by 3 spirits tonight.
No, Marley, please, not spirits.
You must listen to them. Unless you want to end up like me.
Well, all right, Marley, you were always a good friend to me.
I must go now. The first spirit will be here when the clock strikes 2.
Scrooge climbed fearfully back into bed, his eyes wide open. After a long while, he fell asleep again, until the clock struck 2 a.m. Scrooge awoke with a start and saw a ghostly figure standing in front of him.
Ebenezer Scrooge, come with me.
Who are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Why are you here?
To save you. Rise and come walk with me. I have something from your past to show you.
Using some kind of magical power, the ghost took Scrooge back in time to when he was a young clerk himself.
Scrooge suddenly saw himself, much younger, in the old office where he had once worked for his old boss, Mr. Fezziwig.
Why, I remember this place. Why, that's me over there. And those are my old pals, Charles and Richard. And that's my kind old boss, Mr. Fezziwig.
What time is it, Richard?
It's almost 3 o'clock, sir.
3 o'clock? What on earth are you boys doing there? No more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve, lads. Let's go.
I'll sleep up. Yes, and Ebenezer and I will move the furniture.
That's right. We'll need plenty of room for the party.
Oh, how I remember those days. Mr. Fezziwig was always so nice to us. He treated us as if we were his sons instead of employees. And every year he had wonderful Christmas parties for all of us. He was such a dear, sweet man.
It cost souls of him to throw those parties, but he put his heart into it. Perhaps that's why you remember him so fondly. What is wrong?
Why haven't I ever thrown a party for my employees? Especially that clerk, Bob Cratchit, who's worked so hard for me, and I've never even spared him a kind word. How could I be so selfish?
Come, I have another Christmas from our past to show you. You remember this.
It breaks my heart to say this, Ebenezer, but it's true. All you care about anymore is making But money's very important, Belle.
Not to me, and it wasn't always this important to you. You've changed so much these last few years.
Well, that's how the world is. Nothing is worse than being poor.
I would rather be poor and happy than be rich and have no one to love. Wouldn't you?
I don't know.
But I can't marry you, Ebenezer. I'm sorry. I just hope you'll be happy in the life you are choosing.
Oh, Spirit, do not remind me of the sad scene.
Come, it's time for us to return. The next spirit will be here when the clock strikes 1.
And so, old Scrooge climbed back into bed exhausted from his trip to the past. He seemed only to be asleep for a moment, however, right when the sound of his clock awoke him.
No sooner had the clock finished chiming when Scrooge awoke to see yet another ghostly figure standing near his bed.
Who are you, another ghost to haunt me?
Why, I'm the ghost of Christmas present. I'm here to show you all the beauty and joy of Christmas as it's celebrated all around you. Rise and come with me, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Take me wherever you wish. I want to learn more of the lessons taught to me by the ghost of Christmas past.
Scrooge again got out of bed and went with the ghost. Suddenly, Scrooge could see his own nephew walking down the snowy street with his wife, Clara. They were laughing about something.
He kept on saying bah humbug over and over. I tell you, if someone even mentioned the word Christmas, that's what he said. And it sounded like he meant it too.
That's shameful. What a terrible man he is.
Just then, 2 of Clara's friends came by on the street and happened to overhear the conversation.
Well, hello, you two.
Hello.
We can't help but you, Clara. So who's this terrible man you're talking about? Wait, I bet I can guess. Is he a mean, grouchy old chap?
He certainly is.
You walk around London trying at everyone he meets. Is he as rich as a king but too stingy to spend a penny of it on anything? Oh, it's your Uncle Scrooge, isn't it? I knew it. He's a terrible man, just like Clara said.
Oh, he's a comical fellow, even if he's not very pleasant to be around.
Well, I certainly have no patience with him.
Oh, I do. I feel sorry for him. He's the one that loses out at the end. He's missing all the fun of Christmas, year after year.
Well, we had some good laughs about him, so I guess it would be rude not to wish him good health.
That's true. So a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old fellow, wherever he is.
Yes, a Merry Christmas to Uncle Scrooge, wherever he is.
Hear, hear.
Oh, nephew, I never knew how nice my nephew is.
Well, you've never taken the time to know him. Look, here are some others you've never bothered to care about.
Suddenly, Scrooge and the ghost were right outside a small dingy house in a poor